everybody up here. Bruce Bochy, former catcher. Now you've been a big league manager for a long, long time. There's so many catchers who turned into managers. Is there a reason for that? Do you think there's something about being a catcher that prepares you for this job?
Oh, I think without question, I think that transition from playing to managing is a lot easier for a catcher. And the reason I say that is, as a catcher, you're pretty much, in essence, the manager on the field. You're the one guy that sees everything. The positioning of the players, you have to know all the plays of on defense, signs from the manager, you're relaying to the pitcher, throwers, and things like that. And you're actually managing the game itself and the pitching staff. And for a catcher, you have to understand 11 or 12 different personalities, and I'm talking about your pitchers. And you have to know how to handle each one. And one size doesn't fit all. One you may have to kick in the tail, the other one you may have to support it. So I think that helps the catchers make that transition now. There's great managers that didn't catch. Well, my point is, it does make it a little bit easier because you are more involved in the game. And Carlos can be in right field, and he can be practicing his swing sometimes in between pitches. Now, the catcher can't do that. He can't ever trip now, but he's got to, call every pitch, and he's got to be involved in every pitch.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I didn't say he needs
Carlos.
He wanted to, he could.
Carlos, you got to respond to that. That would never happen.
You know what? I would never do that, honestly. I always as a player try to separate hitting and pitching defense. I think there's two different things. If you're not doing anything offensively, you better make sure that you do something defensively for the team. So Pablo said that if it was Torres that was the catcher, he probably was doing the
Could be.
All right, Pablo, we got a question. This has been kind of bugging me. I mean, you made the All-Star team this year as a third baseman. We've seen you catch. You came up as a catcher in the big leagues. You played first base. But there's also something else that you do that everybody may not know, is that there are times when Dave Rigetti will come out to the mound, and if it's Santiago Casilla or Ramon Ramirez, he'll ask you to come to the mound, and you'll translate when Rags wants to talk to Santiago or Ramon. So I have to ask you, does Rags always get the full truth from you when you're translating?
I don't want to put my patients on a dangerous spot. I just want to straight up, I want to tell the truth. I don't know why, I don't want to get in trouble.
Never? Not ever one time?
Never.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, Pablo, what was it like being on the All-Star game, being down there for the game?
Decided, when we won the biggest experience, in my career. Last year, World Series, this year, All-Star game, we find out everything in 2 years. I had to tell that. But no, it's exciting for me being the All-Star game.
How about Bruce Bochy, before we let you go here, because we're running out of time. We just saw the Arizona Diamondbacks here in town, and you're playing the Phillies now. We got the Braves coming up, so you've seen a lot of good teams. For those Diamondbacks, I don't think our fans, and maybe I'll include myself in that group, realize how tough a team that can be. They're going to be a formidable opponent down the stretch, aren't they?
Oh, they really are. They're not going anywhere. They're athletic. They have a very strong lineup throughout 1 through 8. Their pitching's been the difference for them. Their starters, like Kennedy and Hudson, two great young starters that really come into their own. They have depth throughout their rotation now. And their biggest improvement is the back end of their bullpen. Games last year, but they got young guys that play like an Upton. He's going to be an impact player in the game for a while, so they're not going anywhere. And we have to play our best ball to beat these guys because of how much they've improved, and really it's because of their pitching.